Have you ever thought about the one process that every business needs but most overlook? It's onboarding. Hey, my name's Dayana. I'm an operations and growth strategist, and I help small business owners and entrepreneurs like yourself to scale your company even more efficiently and effectively through building high-performing teams and automating your systems and processes. So let's get into it. So we're going to be talking about onboarding today. This is such a pivotal piece of the pie. So if you think of your customer experience, or I'm sorry, not your customer, your employee experience, I want you to take a second to reflect on that. What type of employee experience do your current team members have? Do they have a positive? Do they have a negative? Do they not really have much of a company culture right now at all? Do you have an onboarding process for people to go through when they join your company? What happens when someone leaves? Offboarding is just as important as onboarding. Unfortunately, this gets overlooked all too often because people think that, okay, the training will take place at the onboarding. That is their onboarding, it's just the training. Well, when someone shows up on day one to a brand new company, their nerves are through the roof, regardless of if you believe it or not. Just think about yourself when you started your first job. How did you feel walking in? If you put yourself in their shoes, your very first day walking into a brand new job, regardless of how old you were, I would err on the side of caution and say that everyone had some type of nerves. Whether they were good nerves or bad nerves, they had some type of nerves because you don't know what to expect. You're going into a brand new environment, which is completely understandable. But we want to be able to set our businesses up for success and have a proper onboarding process for all of our team members, regardless of what role they're going into. There should be a basis for every single team member that joins the company. So of course you can have a more tailored experience for if they're going into marketing or if they're going into sales or if they're going into customer service. You can definitely have a portion of your onboarding process to be tailored specifically to that department, but there should be just an overall company onboarding process. To give a few kind of tips and things that might be included in that is if you have a mission or vision statement. Who founded the company? Why was it founded? Did the owner realize that there was an area of opportunity in the health and fitness space and wanted to create a place for people to be able to, I don't know, excel at their goals within 30 days or something of that nature? Why was the business created? What is it solving? Who is the target audience? So who is the ideal avatar that you are catering to? If you have some core values, include those on there and include excerpts about each core value and why that's important to the company and how you want that to be visible to the clients that you all work with. This is applicable to B2B or B2C. It really does not matter which one you are because all businesses are going to have some form of a client or a consumer for their products or their services. So regardless of what that experience might look like for each individual team member that joins, that first part of the process should look the same. It should say, welcome to the company. You are joining blah, blah, blah team. We are a team of driven professionals, XYZ, who serve whoever your avatar is. And then why the company was founded, what problem you're solving, what do you see as your 3 or 5 year goal. That way you can let everyone know where it is that you are right now, but where you're trying to get to, because that's important for them to see and feel if they are actually aligned with your overall objectives. If they're not aligned with your objectives, it's probably not going to be the right fit, and it's okay for them to exit. That is totally fine, but you want to get all of that information out there early enough in the process to make sure that they are going to be a great fit. And there's some pros to each side. So there's some pros for the employee and there's some wow sorry y'all, and then there's some pros for the company. And some of the benefits for the employee is to improve job satisfaction, fast adaptation, reduces anxiety, and enhances their learning experience. So number one, they're learning about the company. They're learning so much about the company within a short period of time to where if it was someone just coming in off the street and they had no idea what you all did, anything about you all, you might have a website and have some core values on there, but they need a deeper understanding of who the company is. This is designed to enhance their learning for whatever the company stands for. It's also going to reduce their anxiety. Just like I told you, it is nerve-wracking going into a brand new job, regardless of how old you are. You could be fresh out of college going into a new job, or you might be 50, 60 years old going into a brand new job. It does not matter. The nerves are still there. And so this will help them to give a clearer picture on what it is they're walking into and the type of team and environment that they are also walking into. It will definitely improve their job satisfaction because they won't feel as excluded or on the outside when they join their department, because they'll feel a little bit more a part of the team already. Even if it's their first day, only 2 hours into the job, they will feel more connected because they've gone through that onboarding. They understand what the company stands for, who they help, why they help them. It also leads to a faster adaptation. And what I mean by that is it's a quicker learning curve because you had that enhanced learning experience for them, so they feel more connected to everyone. And that's going to just increase their overall job satisfaction. And when you increase their job satisfaction, this rolls us right into benefits for the company, is it reduces your turnover. We don't want turnover because turnover costs us money. Regardless of how large of a company, how small of a company you are, it takes time, number one, to go through the hiring process. That takes resources for training. And so when you think about it in that aspect, you are using up valuable resources such as time and money to be able to train this new hire that may or may not stay with the company. So you want to do everything that you can to reduce turnover. Of course, turnover is inevitable, it's going to happen, but do the things that you can to minimize it as much as possible and create a positive employee experience. And then, of course, it's going to increase the productivity for the company because, again, they're going to feel more a part of the team right off the bat. They're going to know what it is that they're supposed to be doing within their role. And that's going to come in the portion of the more specific departmental onboarding process. And so that is still key to have. It's also going to create a stronger company culture. They're going to know what you stand for. Having those core values ingrained in someone from day one will make a world of a difference. I worked for a company where the company had their core values, but they were not written down anywhere. We kind of just lived, eat, and breathed them, which was fine. But whenever we started to hire more people, you have to have some type of a document that all of that lives on, so everyone's on the same page. Everyone was not on the same page, so trying to put that into place when we already had 50 team members was extremely difficult. And there was plenty of times that we hired people that were not necessarily aligned with our company values and with our company culture, and that would have been minimized and completely probably just eradicated if we would have had the core values and company culture set in stone, written down somewhere, and a part of an onboarding experience so everyone knows when they came into the organization, this is what's expected of them. And when you try to make such a large shift when there's more team members around, it just makes it a little bit more complicated to do. Because they didn't know that coming into the door, versus if they come into the door, it's hard to argue with, oh, I didn't know that was the standard, or oh, I didn't know that was expected of us. No, you knew, and you decided you still wanted to join the organization, so this is the caliber that we hold ourselves at, and this is the standard. And that is what will help to set you up for success, is making sure that that strong company culture is set in stone before the team members start to join. And lastly, but certainly not least, will enhance the employee engagement. So the more people feel a part of something, the more they are to actively engage, because no one wants to feel like the oddball out, and no one wants to engage in a place where they don't feel like that they belong. So when you have that onboarding experience, it definitely gives them a sense of belonging and something to look forward to. Like, rather there are different activities, rather it's a project for the entire company that you all are working towards, and it's a clear objective, a clear goal for every single person within the organization to work towards. So when you have that, it makes it a lot easier for the company because you have people engaging with you all the time. You don't have to beg people to fill out their employee surveys. You don't have to beg people to want to do a review on their team or to do regular check-ins. Everyone is equally just as motivated and intrinsically incentivized, which means that they don't need to have a monetary bonus. They don't need any of that. They just feel good doing it because they know that that is a part of the company. They know that's what the company stands for. And so I encourage you, if you do not have an onboarding process, to try to put one together. It does not have to be anything complex. It could be as simple as your mission vision statement, who founded the company, the year the company was founded, who is your ideal audience, so your target avatar, and where do you see yourself in the next 3 to 5 years? And don't forget your core values if I didn't already say that, because those are going to be the foundation. So if you can include those 5 to 6 things within your onboarding process, that will already set you up for success among a lot of the other small business owners and entrepreneurs that are just starting their businesses, because a lot of people have it in their head, but they don't actually have it written down. So I encourage you to write it down. And if you felt like this was helpful, I'll be definitely sharing tips, tricks, all the different things that I've learned from being a director of operations for a multi-million-dollar company. And like I said, subscribe if you enjoyed it. Over the next 100 days, I'll be sharing all of the things. And I look forward to seeing you all tomorrow. So thanks so much.